Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Chairunisa. So in this video, I want to tell you about strategies that I use during the presentation. So I want to answer the question. The question number one is, what are your strategies when giving a group presentation? So I use metacognitive strategy. It was efficient to prepare group presentations and it helps you to connect subtopics in group presentations. The way I used this strategy, I knew the whole speech content including my partner's parts before the presentation, then make it was easy to regulate learning progress in group presentations. And the question number two is, what are your strategies when giving an individual presentation? For this question, I have two strategies: is retrieval strategies and rehearsal strategies. Retrieval strategies, the strategies used to call up language material from storage and to memorize or recollect information that has been forgotten. For example, when I forget the content, I try to look for things that could help me remember it, like the notes and the things like that. And for rehearsal strategies, the strategies for practicing target language structures, which can be part of language learning or part of language use. And I spend less time rehearsing for individual than for group presentations since it can really help me in the presentation. So for the last question, are there any differences in terms of your language performance between group and individual presentations? I think there are some differences in individual and group presentations. When doing individual presentation, the first thing that I do is practice and memorize important points so that they can be more helpful during the presentation later. So for group presentations, I use the metacognitive strategy to know the entire content of the speech, including the parts of my partners before the presentation, and this will help each other if one of our partner has difficulty. So I think that is all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Elsynta and I will present my answer. The question number one is, what was your strategy when giving group presentations? And I understand the materials in part of my presentation, then I arrange the word as concisely as possible so that the listener can understand what I'm covering. Use words that have a similar meaning and form. Question number two, what is your strategy when giving individual presentations? I use cognitive strategies. I prepared oral presentations such as writing new words in English while preparing presentation materials, practicing pronunciation, gathering information, taking notes, and summarizing. Question number three, is there a difference in terms of your language performance between group presentation and individual presentations? I think nothing, because I prepared my presentation material just like doing individual and group presentations, only different material distribution to group members.
Hello friends, I am Ditha. I want to tell you a little bit about my experience about making the strategies of individual presentation and or a group presentation. Okay, the first, when I'm making individual presentation, firstly I should know what the topic is to present, and then I elaborate the topic. Then the next, I prepare myself properly, such as should having confidence and dominate the topic is or the material is. Okay, the second, when I'm making a group presentation, the strategies are: the first, we should have compact and responsibility each other, and then we choose what the topic, or we should agree what the topic we want to present, And then the next, yeah, dividing the tasks of the topic each others, and then we elaborate the topic is, and then properly ourselves, yeah, prepare ourselves properly and dominate the material. Yeah, for me, there's no differences between individual and group presentation in language performance. Okay, that's a little bit about my experience about making strategies before giving presentation. Before I close, I want to say, if we never do, and we never know. And then let's try the best and never afraid to be wrong. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Wulandari. Today I wanted to share to you about strategies on oral presentations. When I giving a group presentation, I choose communication strategies. I think we can put proven techniques and tools into practice, test out new approaches, and learn to communicate clearly and confidently. During group presentation, we can use body language, or if the listener does not understand what we mean, we can use synonyms to make it easier for the listeners. When we giving an individual presentation, I usually choose cognitive strategies. For this, my experience, this type of learning strategy used in order to learn more successfully. This structure usually I use to learning when a task cannot be complete through a series of steps. During individual presentation, of course, I prepare oral presentations such as writing words in English while preparing materials, practicing gathering information, taking notes, and summarizing. So when I use the strategies, I think can be a good presenter. I feel that individual presentation allow to practice easier and more efficiently. In an individual word choice is easier and there is no debate on word choice, which of course occurs in groups. Okay, okay everyone, that's all from me. I hope everyone understand and thank you for attention.